Hey guys, it's Ben the Coin Geek at Old Pueblo Coin, and I need to respond to this triple crack out challenge that I had with this bust half dollar that got so many comments and remarks. And I appreciate all the feedback, and I want to let you know that I I would say I feel your pain, but you feel my pain. I feel the fact that you feel my pain, something like that. But I want to respond especially to one comment that I got, and it's long, but it's going to go on and on here. There's like three really good points in here from Broc Mitchell, so bear with me here. Ben, if I may, I would like to provide a prognosis, if you will, regarding something you may not be paying enough mind to on some of the lower grade mint state coins you've experienced disappointment with on crackouts. One major deception with mint state coins and coin grades is the overall look of a higher quality coin that has many superficial marks, luster grazes, non-cleaning hairlines that restrict the grade. If I can draw your attention to a minute 2, a minute 3 when you sound the S in marks, note the hairlines and superficial chatter between the bird's neck and unum on the ribbon. They cover a large percentage of the surface area in this region. This and other similar areas are why NGC gave this coin AU58. I think PCGS made a concession the first time because they are decently hidden to the unaided eye and call it mint state. I have noticed this type of marking on other coins you've resubmitted and received lower grades on. You must observe more than just the hits and bag marks and keep them in consideration when weighing on the final grade. All right, there's two more parts to this email. First, this um, great feedback, really smart observations. Um, this type of conversation is what I want nationally when it comes to coin grading. There's a lot of responses to this video, the previous video, that hey, what are we going to do? What's the right path forward for the grading community, for coin collectors and dealers alike, and these grading companies? This type of conversation needs to be had because I will tell you over and over again what I grew up with, and that is that when you look at a coin and its grading, anything below mint state 63 is below average. And so you and I can talk about, okay, I agree, the little surface hairlines, does that automatically limit a coin from being a certain grade? Okay, let's have that conversation. Does it mean it's no longer mint state 65? I'd agree with that, right? If it's got the fine hairlines, but is it not a mint state 63? Is it a below average coin because it has fine hairlines, microscopic hairlines? That discussion I want to see nationally. That I think is a part of the answer to some of these grading questions that we all have when we look at this stuff together. And so, um, it's one thing to argue balls and strikes when you're looking at a baseball game. It's another thing if the strike zone is like above the head, right? Like we got to have the same general idea of what the strike zone is. We have to have the same general idea of what a mint state 63 coin is. Um, and to call it a 58 versus a 63, I'm willing to even have that discussion. If you think those hairlines count as wear, well, let's go ahead and have that discussion. Not being able to clearly see that is difficult. And what's really hard, and I'm going to go back to sports analogies, for grading is that you've had different grading rules over the years and you've had different graders. It's like when you look at professional sports and like you try to compare different generations of basketball players who played a different style of basketball under different rules with different referees. And so now, clearly in the last 12 months, I've seen a vast change on questionable color from both NGC and PCGS. And I don't know who the graders are at these companies, and I'm not bidding them any ill will. I don't know uh, where they're coming from or what they were raised with or how they graded things. Um, and what I think the collector community at large wants is some consistency. And of course, it gets us back to the artificial intelligence, which we're coming to. There's two more really great points to this long response. Regarding the color, the darkness combined with some hues that can be refracted, um, refracting light resembles to me a well executed but nonetheless appearance of a sulfur assisted artificial toning, flower of sulfur in solution. I say this from experience in artificial toning, not fake monster toning, but trying to restore the original look to already cleaned coins. I did this long ago for my own education on low value pieces. Great. So this is where Brock and I would probably have a pretty strong disagreement of actual opinion. This is to me, I've seen guys who doctor coins. I've seen doctored coins for 20 years, and I've never seen anything that looked this good that was a doctored coin. And to me, part of it is knowing what a good toning looks like to help you know what bad toning looks like or artificial toning looks like. So if you think this is artificial toning, the thing is, this was in a holder previously from PCGS and NGC both, neither of whom called it questionable toning. This questionable color thing is a new thing that's going on at PCGS and at NGC, but neither of them called it that. So then to have this one say questionable toning, I think we would just disagree with that, because to me this is actually what you want your coins to look like if you like toning. When you get that those green hues in there, it's usually real. I mean, and also the way that the colors distributed. But this is another type of discussion to have. Like really good in-depth discussions about toning need to be put together so we can have this discussion nationally, right? Last part, you think that I shot myself in the foot with Secure Plus. I don't know how the practices of PCGS are applied these days, but one of the early selling points of Secure Plus was the use of a chemical sniffer that could identify chemically doctored coins. It is possible by using Secure Plus you were subjected to the scrutiny, and a coin that might otherwise straight grade hit a flag and was details graded as a result. Here's an article, and also if you go back and read the links, he posts the video that PCGS posted about their coin sniffer. So Brock, I remember when the coin sniffer came out, and there was a lot of scuttlebutt about, oh, no one's going to be able to ever dip a coin again or remove PVC from a coin again without the coin sniffer kicking it out, right? So what was interesting is if you watch the video from PCGS, it doesn't appear that it actually tries to detect the chemicals that you and I think it tries to detect. I know this for a fact because there are plenty of coins that I have removed PVC from and then got certified by PCGS and NGC. There are plenty of coins that I conserved or restored or whatever the term is, and they got certified. So your argument here about the Secure Plus and the coin sniffer, what's fascinating is if you watch the video, they show that they have the coin go through the coin sniffer, and then when it comes back later and it looks different and it has the same chemical components, they can tell it's the same coin, but it's been altered. This coin is the same as it was before. So this coin was in a PCGS holder. They should have this coin. One of the things that I'm frustrated with NGC and PCGS is uh, they don't date stamp things. Like I can't look at the serial number and know when it was graded. But if you would look back at this coin and see, they should have an image of this coin in a holder, know the grade. If the coin sniffer technology worked, if their artificial intelligence worked, they have an image of this coin and they can see that it's identical to the coin that was graded 10 years ago or 7 years ago or 5 years ago, whenever it was graded. The old holder isn't that old. It's not an old rattler. So they should have imaging of this coin already, and it should already have gone through their system. So anyway, Brock, I really appreciate that. Everyone else, thank him on the way out the door here. This is a great conversation to have, and watch that PCGS video. I'll pin it on the top. The remarks came from this triple crackout video about the cap bust 1835 cap bust, and I'll pin that. You can watch that PCGS video, and it'll give you kind of a basis to understand what I'm talking about here when I'm looking at these. So anyways, thanks so much for the comments. Leave more comments down below, and we'll continue to have this conversation about coin grading and the coin market. So I'm Ben the Coin Geek. Thanks for watching. You can subscribe by clicking on the button in the corner and watch more videos on the right side of the screen. Thanks.